Hi everyone, in this video I will be designing this animated website in Bootstrap 5. So as you can see, when I refresh the page you can see the animation, and now I am in the home section, so this link is now active, and when I scroll down you can see the animation which is looking nice. So also you can see this link is now active when I enter into the services section, so this link is now active. Okay, and you can see the animation of these cards which is looking cool, and our features as the same animation is happening also in this feature section. Okay, and this website is responsive, completely responsive. So I have designed this in Bootstrap 5 which is looking nice. Okay, so let's see on the mobile view. So as you can see, okay, so let's get started and design this website in Bootstrap 5 from the beginning. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do, I'm gonna copy the images that I have used for this project. I'm gonna copy these images, and I have created this folder, and in this folder I have created one folder for CSS and JavaScript and one for the images. I'm gonna paste those images that I have used. Okay, and I'm going to open Visual Studio Code, so I'm using this text editor, and then I'm going to open that folder which is this one. I'm going to open this, and then I'm going to get the Bootstrap code. Okay, so this is the finished project. Okay, and I'm gonna get the Bootstrap code, so I will go to Bootstrap website, and then I'm going to click on the docs and click on the starter template, and I'm going to create a file for HTML. This is going to be index.html, and I'm going to paste that code right here, and I'm going to save it. I'm going to remove this. Okay, so this file is for the Bootstrap CSS, okay, minified CSS, and this is for the bundle.js, which contains of popper.js and bootstrap.js. Okay, and I'm going to remove this comment. Okay, and then I'm going to create a file for the custom CSS. This will be style.css, and I'm gonna get the navigation. Click on the components, and then click on the navigation bar. I'm gonna get this, and I'm going to paste it here. Okay, and I'm going to add a comment for this. This will be navigation bar, and I'm gonna change this to this text. Okay, and I'm gonna remove some of these navigation links. I'm gonna rename it to, this will be home link, this will be services. I'm gonna duplicate this one, this will be features. Okay, features, home services, about feature. This will be about. This will be features, reviews and blog. Reviews, blog, and finally contact. Okay, now I'm going to open this file. Okay, so we have this navigation and I want some space from the left and right, so I'm going to remove this fluid class, and I want to push these navigation links to the right side. I'm going to add a class of margin start to auto. Okay, and then I'm going to add the hero section, so I'm going to collapse this. Then I'm going to add another comment for the hero. It's going to be hero section. I'm going to take a section tag. I'm going to give it of ID is going to be home, and inside this I'm going to create a container. I'm going to create a 12 column space. Okay, this div will call 12 column space, and I'm going to create an h1 tag, and I'm going to get the text from this finished project. Okay, this will be, I'm going to break the line here. Okay, I'm going to copy this text also, and then I'm going to paste in here, and this will be, I'm going to break the line here as well. Then I'm going to refresh the page. So as you can see, we have this text, and then I'm going to rename this title. So I'm going to give it title of Bootstrap 5. Okay, and then I'm going to add a button. Okay, this I'm gonna add a class of btn. I'm gonna give it a btn of main. This will be our main button. This will say get started. Okay, and now I'm going to design these sections. So I'm gonna link to the file that we have created inside the CSS folder, style.css. Okay, I'm going to refresh, and then I'm going to design this. Okay, so the font that I have used in this project is Roboto, so you can get this font from Google Fonts. So this is the font that I have used, and this is very cool looking font. So I'm going to select 4, 7 and 9. I'm going to also select the weight of 5, and then click on the import, and I'm going to copy. Okay, and then I'm going to paste it right here. Okay, and then I'm going to change the body font to the Roboto, font family to Roboto, and sans serif. Then I'm going to refresh the page. So as you can see, our font has changed. Now I'm going to design the hero section. Okay, before designing that, let me just give it the weight for the heading to something like 800. I'm gonna add this 800 weight as well. Okay, then I'm going to save it. I'm going to refresh. I think 900, which is very bold. Okay, and now I'm going to give the line height as well. So the line height for the body text will be 1.7, okay, or 1.8. Okay, and then I'm going to give the navigation color to white. So it is a bit light, so I'm gonna change that color to BG light to BG white. I'm going to refresh, and then I'm going to give some shadow. So I'm gonna select the navigation. Okay, navigation, sorry, not the, so I'm gonna select the anchor tag, and I'm going to, the text decoration for the anchor tag will be none. Okay, and I'm gonna give a transition 0.4 second is okay, and the font weight for the nav length will be 900. $800 will be okay, and then I'm going to select the navigation navbar. Okay, and I'm gonna give it shadow, box shadow, which is 0. This will be 12 pixel, 20 pixel, and I'm gonna give it a background color of dark. .1. So let's see. So you can see we have this shadow. Okay, and which is looking cool. Now I'm going to design this section. So I'm gonna give a background color, sorry, background image. So I'm gonna style background image URL. Inside the images folder, I'm gonna select the cover one. So we have that image now. So as you can see, we have this overlay at the top of this section. So I'm gonna put the overlay, which is a gradient overlay. So I'm gonna give a class overlay. So I'm gonna create another tag inside this. This will be overlay. Okay, and now I'm going to get to the section tag. I'm going to select the section tag, and padding top, I'm going to give a padding top to 80 pixel, and also padding bottom to 80 pixel, and the z index is going to be 2. Okay, so I'm going to refresh the page. Okay, so then I'm going to create another class. This will be BG cover class. Background position is going to be center, and background repeat is going to be no repeat, and background size is going to be cover. Okay, so I'm going to refresh, and I'm going to add this class to the hero section. So I'm going to add this class. So as you can see, we have this image now and it is looking very cool. So I am going to use this class in different places, and so that is why I created this class once, and I will be using this class many times as I want. Okay, so let me just create the overlay now. So I'm gonna select overlay, okay, and the position for the overlay is going to be absolute. Okay, so the parent element is going to be relative. Okay, and I'm going to give a from the top is going to be 0, from the left is going to be 0 as well, and the width and height is going to be 100%. Okay, I'm going to give a background color for now. Background, let me give a red color. So as you can see, we have this overlay. So I'm going to get the gradient colors that I have used in this project. So I'm gonna get these colors. So this one I'm gonna copy, I'm gonna paste it right here. It's be a linear gradient. Okay, I'm gonna paste it here, and I'm gonna get the another color, which is this one. Copy it, and I'm gonna paste it right here, save it, and now let me refresh the page. So as you can see, we have this this gradient color, and I want to give the opacity. So I'm gonna click on this and then select on RGB. Okay, and also for this one, oops, this will be also RGB, and I'm gonna add the alpha. I'm gonna give opacity to like 0.7, and also for this one I'm going to save it and refresh. So we have this overlay. So as you can see, this overlay is at the top of the text, so I want it to be the back side of the text. So I'm going to give a z index -1. So that's why we have given the z index of 2 to the section, and this will be z index -1. Now you will see the text will be at the top. Awesome. Now I'm going to select the hero section. So I'm gonna give it a class of hero section. I'm gonna copy this class. Okay, and before doing that, let me give the color of white. So inside this container we have this text, so I'm going to add a class of text white. Okay, I'm going to refresh, and the text is going to be the center. Okay, and then I'm going to select the hero section. And I'm gonna give a height of minimum height will be 100 VH, which is going to be the viewport height. Okay, and this will be a flex. So I want the content to be in this center vertically and horizontally. So I'm gonna set display of flex, justify content to center. Okay, and align item to center vertically. Okay, and if you want to give the if you want to achieve the parallax effect like we have in this finished project, as you can see, when I scroll down, you can see the images, you can see the image. So for that I am going to add a class of add a property background attachment to fixed. Okay, so you will see now we have this parallax effect, and then I'm going to select the navigation. I'm gonna add a class of fixed top. Okay, and now I'm going to give a class to this h1. So I want the size to be display 4. I'm going to refresh. Okay, and then I'm going to give some space. So I'm going to select the paragraph text. I'm going to give margin top and bottom to 4 rem. Okay, and yeah, now I'm going to design the button and select the btn padding. I'm going to add a padding 14 pixel and 22 pixel, 14 from the top and bottom, and 22 from the left and right. I'm gonna give a background color, so I'm gonna get this gradient color, copy, and I'm gonna paste it right here, and I'm going to click on this one. So I'm gonna remove the opacity. Okay, so this will be our gradient colors, and it will say to left. I'm going to save it, and then I'm going to refresh. Okay, so this will be for the button main that we have created. I'm going to select btn main. Oops, here is the problem. Okay, I'm gonna select the button main. So let me see the btn main. Why it is not working? I'm gonna check this. So yeah, it is now working. Okay, and the border radius for this button is going to be 100 pixel, and the border is going to be none. Okay, and the font weight is going to be 800 or 600. Yep, 600 is looking okay. And now I'm going to change the color for the button. Color will be white. Okay, looking good. Okay, so now I'm going to, the font weight for this is going to be 800 as well, so I'm gonna add this. I'm gonna add an important flag, so it will override everything. So now I'm going to select the button main. I'm gonna give a transition to this as well. when hover on the main button, the text color is going to be white. Okay, and I want to translate Y. I'm going to push this button per pixel negative from negative top. So when I hover on this button, you can see this button moves to a little bit to the top, so which is looking good. I think 5 pixel will be good, and I'm going to okay, nice. Okay, our hero section is ready. So now I'm going to design this services section. Okay, so I'm gonna collapse this. I'm gonna copy the this comment. I'm gonna paste it here. Rename this to services. Okay, I'm gonna create a section tag. Give it ID of services. Create a container, 12 column, and this will be the intro section. Intro, H1, our services, and I'm gonna create a divider. I'm gonna paste the text. I'm gonna copy this text and I'm going to paste it right here, and I'm gonna break this line here. I'm going to save it and refresh. So we have this text. Okay, this will be container. Okay, and the text is going to be center. Okay, now I'm going to design the intro section. So I'm gonna select intro section, and I'm going to then select the divider. I'm gonna give a padding margin bottom to like 40 pixel. Okay, and then I'm going to select the divider. I'm gonna give a height of 2 pixel and the width of 70 pixel, and the background color is going to be the gradient color. So I'm gonna copy this color, I'm gonna paste it. So we have this line, height is going to be 4, and this will be in this center. So I'm gonna give a margin auto, and I'm gonna give a margin top to 5 pixel. Auto, I think 16 will be good. So 16 pixel from the top and bottom, and the left will be auto. Okay, margin. And then I'm going to design these cards, services cards. Okay, so I'm going to collapse this row. I'm going to take another row and create a class of 4. This div will cover 4 column space on MD device, medium device, and then I'm going to create another class called service. Okay, this will be another class inside this service image. I'm going to create the image here, image. This will be the image 1. Going to refresh the page. So we have this image, and I'm going to all the image in this website. It will gonna cover 100% space. Okay, so this will be responsive no matter how the screen size is. So it will gonna cover the container width, so which in this case is 4 column space. So if this is like 2 8 column, so as you can see this will cover 8 column space. So yep, that's it. Okay, so now I'm going to get these icons. So I'm gonna search for the icon that I have used is line icons, I think. Okay, so these are the icons that I have used. So I'm gonna get these icons. Okay, search for, so I'm gonna leave linked to these icons in the description. So what you can do, you can download this as an icon font and then click on the download the font pack. So this icon is now downloaded. So I'm gonna open this. Okay, I'm gonna paste it right here. Then I'm going to extract these icons here. I'm gonna open this, then click on the fonts. So I'm gonna copy this fonts folder inside this project. I'm gonna paste it right here, and then I'm going to open this and then rename this style to line icons. Why I have renamed this to the line icons? Because we have already created a file with the name of style.css in our project. So I'm gonna copy this into our CSS folder. So we have that icon. So now I'm going to link to that file. This will be in CSS, and this will be line icons.css. Now I'm going to open this, and I'm going to link to this folder. So select these. Okay, I'm going to save it. So this file is inside the CSS folder. So I went back one directory back and into this folder. Okay, and now I can use these icons. So I'm going to create a dev class of icon. I'm going to icon browser. So I'm going to refresh the page. Okay, so as you can see, we have this icon. Okay, and then I'm going to add some text. H5 service name, and then I'm going to copy the text from here. Then I'm going to paste it right here, and I'm going to refresh the page. Okay, so let's design this service page, this service box. So I'm gonna copy this service, and then I'm going to select service image. Okay, and then I'm going to select the icon and give the background color. The width is going to be 70 pixel, height is going to be 70 pixel as well. Okay, and the background is going to be this linear gradient. Color is going to be white for the icon. Okay, and the border radius is going to be 100 pixel. Okay, and I want the icon to be in this center, so I can use flexbox, align item to center, and justify content to center. Okay, and I am going to increase the size of the icon to 44 pixel. Font size, okay, then I'm going to increase the font size for the icon. And select the I, and the font size is going to be 44 is a bit and I'm going to increase the width to 90. I'm going to save it, and then I'm going to refresh the page. Oops. Why it is not increasing the width? So let me see. Oops, this will be 90. Okay, looking good. And now I want the icon to be in this center of this image. So half will be here and half will be to the bottom of this image. So I can use position absolute for this icon, so to make it into this center. Okay, so I'm going to this service image, which is the container for the icon, is going to be position relative. Okay, then I'm going to select the icon. Position is going to be absolute. Okay, and from the bottom is going to be minus 45 pixel. Okay, so I gave the why I gave the 45 minus 45 pixel, because the height is the height is 90, and 90 divided by 2 is equal to 45, and I pushed the icon from the bottom to minus 45. So this is now at the middle of this image right here, and from the left side is going to be 50 pixel. Okay, and I want this to be horizontally center, so I'm gonna add transform translate x is going to be minus 50%, and this will be at the middle of this image, which is looking cool. And the text alignment should be in this center. Okay, and then I'm going to give some space from the top. Okay, I'm gonna give a padding a little bit, so I want some more space. Padding 4. Okay, I think it is looking good now. Now I'm going to duplicate this. This will be image 2, this will be image 3, and I can change the icon. Okay, so this will be our services. So okay, our service section is ready now. Now I want to achieve this effect. Okay, so as you can see, we are at the top, so this link is now active, and when I click on this services, this link is now active and it goes to this services section. So for that I will visit to Bootstrap website and search for Scrollspy. I'm gonna search for Scrollspy and then click on this, and then I'm going to copy this. Okay, and I'm going to paste it here, and I want to target the navigation bar. Okay, and then I'm going to give these links, so this will be home, this will go to the home ID. Okay, so the home ID I have given to this hero section, and this will go to services ID. Okay, so now let me refresh the page. So as you can see, we are at the home section, so this link is now active. If I click on the services, now this service is active. As you can see, the color is dark, so I want this color to be the gradient, the active link. Then I'm going to click on this link and get the classes that are used for these links. So I'm going to select this, I'm going to copy. So inside this navigation, I'm going to paste it here. And I'm going to give color of the gradient color. So I'm going to search for CSS text gradient color. Click on this csstricks.com. So this is a very cool website for CSS tricks and other cool stuff. So I'm gonna copy this code and I'm gonna paste it right here. Okay, and I'm gonna get the gradient color. I'm gonna copy and I'm gonna paste it right here. Okay, so let me refresh the page now. Oops, it's not working. Okay, so as you can see, we have this gradient color for these nav links. which is looking great. So as you can see, this is working fine. Awesome. So now we will design this section. Okay, so I'm going to, this will go to the about features, and this will go to reviews, blog, and finally contact. I'm going to save it, and now I'm going to design. I'm going to design that video section. I'm going to copy this hero section. Okay, I'm gonna paste it right here, and I'm going to remove this. This will be about. I'm gonna remove this hero section. Okay, and I'm gonna get the intro title, so I'm gonna copy this intro title, and I'm gonna paste it right here. Okay, so I'm going to refresh. So as you can see, we have this. So I'm going to rename this to watch our video. Okay, and now I'm going to design this video button. So I'm going to create an anchor tag and a class of video button. For now I'm going to write play. Okay, so I'm going to close this. Okay, so we have this button, so I'm going to design this button, and I'm going to change the image to cover 2. This will be cover 3. Okay, I'm going to change the overlay color to, so this will be first. Okay, I'm going to design the play button. So here is the button, so I'm going to select play button, width of 60 pixel, height of 60 pixel, and background color will be gradient color. I'm going to copy this color. I'm going to paste it right here. I'm going to refresh the page. Okay, okay, and I'm going to give a class. I'm going to give a property display inline flex. Okay, So it is video button, so this will be video button. So we have this button, and the text will be in the center. Horizontally and vertically, and the color is going to be white. Oops, the color is going to be white. Okay, so we have this button, and I'm gonna give a border radius 100 pixel. Okay, so we have this button. Awesome. So our video section is ready. Okay, now I'm going to design this our feature section. So I'm going to rename this comment to about, and then I'm going to copy this service section. I'm going to paste it here, and I'm going to remove this row. I'm going to save it and refresh. So this will be our feature, so I'm going to rename it to features. Okay, so I'm going to create another row, column MD4. I'm going to create a div class of icon. I'm going to give a class of icon tool. Tools, okay, and then I'm going to hit H5. This will be a feature name, feature title. I'm gonna get the text from this finished project, so I'm gonna copy this text and I'm gonna paste it right here. I'm going to refresh the page, so we have this text. Now I'm going to design this feature. I'm going to give a class of feature, and then I'm going to select the feature, and then I'm going to select the icon. Okay, and I'm going to give a color of gradient color to the icon. I have copied. Now I'm going to paste it right here. The color will be this gradient color for the icon, and I'm going to give a size 54 pixel. I'm going to save it and refresh. So as you can see, we have this gradient icon, which is looking very nice. And now I'm going to give some space, margin top 4 and margin bottom to 3. Okay, looking nice. And then I'm going to copy this feature 6 times. Okay, and then I'm going to change the icon. Okay, calendar icon. Okay, and then this will be scissors. Okay, so I have changed these icon. So I'm going to get some space between these columns. So I'm going to select this row. I'm going to add a class of gutter. Horizontally is going to be 4. Okay, and gutter y will be 5. Okay, which is looking cool now. Okay, our feature section is ready. And also I want to give some space to these services boxes. This will be features. Select the row and this will be G4. Gutter space will be 4. Okay, and now I'm going to design this section, counter section. So I'm going to collapse this. I'm going to copy this about. I'm going to paste it right here. This will be counter, or you can call it milestone for the company. So I'm going to remove the ID. I'm going to change this image to cover 2. So here it is. Okay, I'm going to remove all these. Okay, I'm going to create a column MD3. Okay, and I'm going to select a div class. Inside this will be there, this will be an icon, or you can simply select the icon, create an I tag for the icon. This will be trophy, icon trophy. So these are the icons that we have already downloaded from that website. So I'm using these icons. So as you can see, these are different icons. I'm going to save and refresh. So we have this icon. So I'm going to give a class of h1 to increase the size for the icon. Okay, and then I'm going to h6, sorry, this will be the number wait, okay, h1. So I'm going to copy this text, I'm going to paste it, and then I'm going to get this text. This will be a paragraph. So let me refresh. As you can see, we have this. Now I want to give some space. Okay, so I'm going to give space, margin top to 4 and margin bottom to 2. 3 will be okay. Okay, so I'm going to duplicate this. Oops. So I'm going to copy this. So I'm going to select the Beautify plugin. Okay, I'm going to save it and refresh. I'm going to change the icon. Second one will be icon camera. One to 1T. Oops. Second one will be camera. And say pictures taken. Okay, and the third one, oops, and the third one will be smiley icon, happy. I'm going to say we have happy clients. Okay, and the last one will be this brush. Okay, say themes designed. I'm going to refresh. Okay, that's too much, so now that is looking good. And I want to give some space, so as you can see we don't have the space, so I'm going to give a gutter space. Gutter space of y is going to be 4. So now we have some space and it is looking good. Awesome. And now let me design this testimonial section. So I'm going to duplicate this feature section. This will be our reviews. I'm going to rename it to testimonial. Save and refresh. Okay, and I'm going to remove these columns. I'm going to design the review section, so I'm going to create a class of review. I'm going to create a class of person, and this will be, I'm going to put an image here. Image, so I'm going to select this one and select another text. This will be text h6. I'm going to give a name. I'm going to give it a company name. Okay, and I'm going to select a paragraph text right here. I'm going to copy this text. Okay, and then I'm going to create the stars. Okay, so I'm going to refresh the page. So I'm going to design this review section. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to design this review, and I'm going to select the person class. Okay, this will be flex, display flex. Okay, and I'm gonna give the width to the image 75 pixel and height to 75 pixel as well. I'm gonna give it a border radius of 100 pixel. Save and refresh. So we have our review section, and then the text will be to the left. I'm gonna give a class of text, So text will be start. Okay, and the align item will be in the center. Okay, okay, this will be the small tag. Okay, and I'm going to add a class of margin bottom to 2 rem. Then let me make it to 0. Okay, 0 is looking good, and I'm going to give some space between the text and the image. So I'm gonna margin start to 3 rem. Okay, and I'm going to add this border to the bottom of this image. I'm going to select this and I'm going to give a border bottom, 1 pixel solid. It will be a dark color. To save and refresh the page. Okay, so we have this border 0.07. Okay, so now it is looking good, and I want to give some padding bottom, 24 pixel, 18 pixel. So you can give the space, the padding or margin to using the Bootstrap classes, like give it like padding bottom to 4 rem. Okay, you can use these classes as well. And then I'm going to give some shadow. I'm going to select the review. I'm going to give a box shadow. It is 0 pixel, 12 pixel, RGBA, dark color. Okay, so we have this shadow, and I'm going to give some padding. Padding is going to be 5 frame. 5 frame is, I'm gonna give it 4 rem. Yeah, 4 is looking good. And then I'm going to give some space here. Padding top to 4 rem. Okay, looking cool. And now I'm going to add these star icons. So for that I'm going to use Bootstrap box icons. Okay, search for box icons and then click on the usage. I'm gonna select this link here. I'm gonna copy. I'm gonna paste it right here. I'm gonna save it, and then I'm going to search for the star icons, search for the star. I'm going to copy this one, click on the font, I'm going to paste it right here. Let me refresh the page. So we have these stars, so I'm going to give a class of select the review, stars, and the color is going to be orange. Save and refresh. So we have this color, and it is looking nice. Okay, then I'm going to duplicate this review, times. Okay, and the space is going to be, the gutter space is going to be 4. Okay, awesome. And I'm going to change the image. This will be 2, 1 and 3. Okay, so our testimonial section is ready. So now let me create this blog section and contact, and then we will add these animations. Okay, so I'm going to design this blog section. So for that I'm going to copy this and paste it. I'm going to select to remove this row. This will be blog. Okay, and I'm going to refresh, and the background color for this is going to be light. Okay, and I'm going to add these blog post, which is going to be pretty simple. I'm going to select a column, select an image. This will be image blog post 1, and I'm going to select div. Okay, inside this I'm going to create a small tag. This will be posted in, this will be an anchor tag. This will be the category name. This blog post is posted in web design category. Okay, on date of 2055, and then I'm going to give a title. Okay, I'm going to get the text. I'm going to paste the text right here. Save it and refresh. So we have this blog post. Oops, so I forget to, this will be the paragraph text. Give off H5. This will be the title for the blog, and the text will be to the left side. So I'm going to give a class of text start. This will be in the remove this class. Okay, and I'm going to give some space. So this will be inside the anchor tag. This will be a link. Paste it right here. Okay, and I'm going to give some space. Margin top to 4 rem. Going to refresh. Okay, and I'm going to change the anchor color to the dark. Color is going to be dark color. I'm going to save it and refresh. Okay, looking good. And now I'm going to duplicate this. So I'm going to give some space. Margin top to 3 rem and margin bottom 2 rem. Refresh. So margin top is going to be 2 rem as well. Okay, now it is looking good. I'm going to copy and paste this blog post. I'm going to change the image. Okay, our blog section is ready. Okay, so now I'm going to design the contact us section. So for that, I'm going to do some copy paste. I'm going to copy this blog section. I'm going to paste it right here, and then I'm going to rename this to contact, and I'm gonna select the class and the image. I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna paste it right to here. Oops. I'm gonna remove this row for now. I'm gonna paste it right here. Save it and refresh the page. Okay, so we have this section, and I'm going to add a class text white, and I'm gonna add another class of overlay. Okay, so we have our contact us section. I'm going to rename this our blog post to get in touch, and I'm going to create another row. Inside this row, I'm going to add a class of md add our form. Okay, and this will be class of row. I'm gonna add a class of form group. Okay, I'm gonna add a class. This will cover 6 column space on MD device, medium device, and I'm gonna add an input field. Placeholder is going to be full name, and class is going to be form control. Okay, I'm going to duplicate this class, this form group. I'm gonna paste it here. This will be type is going to be email, and the placeholder is going to be email address. And now I'm going to copy this one. This will cover 12 column space, and this will be type is equal to type will be the text, and the placeholder is going to be subject. And now I'm going to copy this one. Okay, this will be text area. Okay, and rows is going to be for class of form control, and the placeholder is going to be, save it and refresh. Okay, so we have this form, as you can see, and I want this form to be in the center, so I'm going to add a class mx auto, and I'm going to add another class to this row which contains these input fields. I'm going to give some space, getter of for rim. Okay, save it and refresh. So as you can see, we have this form, and now I'm going to add a button here. And type is equal to be submit. Okay, I'm gonna save it and refresh. So as you can see, we have this button. So I'm gonna wrap this button inside a div. Okay, and I want this button to be in the center, so you can add a class of text center. Now the button will be in the center, which is looking cool. And as you can see in the finished project, we have these input field is looking like this. So I'm going to design this form. So I'm going to go here, I'm going to select form, and then I'm going to select input. Okay, so the class is form control. I'm gonna give a height of 54 pixel, and the border radius is going to be 0, and the background color is going to be transparent. Okay, save it and refresh. So as you can see, we have this our form, and I want to change this placeholder color. So I'm going to select this placeholder, and the color is going to be white. Okay, so as you can see, the placeholder color is white, and which is looking good. Okay, and on the focus, okay, so let me increase the row to something like 10. Okay, and the text area is, okay, so let me check. Okay, so I'm gonna select because of the height, so I'm not gonna give the height to the form control, so I'm gonna say form input dot form control. So I want to give the 54 pixel height to these input fields only, not to the text area. So I'm gonna refresh. So as you can see, and then I'm going to the row to 4. Okay, looking good. And now I'm going to on the focus, so I want the color to be white, the text, and the background is going to be transparent. So I'm going to select the form control on focus. Form focus. Color is going to be white and background is going to be transparent. I'm gonna call, save and refresh. Okay, so looking good. And the color is going to be white. Okay, nice. So I'm going to give some opacity to the border color. Border color white. I'm gonna reduce the opacity to something like 7. Save and refresh. So on focus, color is going to be white for the border color. Something like 5. Save and refresh. So as you can see, when I click inside this input field, the border color is white, which is looking cool. Okay, nice. Now I'm going to design the footer section, which is going to be pretty simple. This is going to be footer. Footer. Create a container inside this footer. Six. I'm gonna get the copyright text from the finished project. I'm gonna paste it right here, and I'm gonna create another column. Okay, I'm going to create social links. I'm gonna go to the box icon website. Okay, then click on this link and search for Facebook. I'm gonna click on this one, font, copy it, and I'm gonna paste it right here. I'm gonna paste it couple of times. It's going to be Twitter, Instagram, Rebel, GitHub, and then I'm going to refresh the page. So we have these icons. So I'm going to text MD to end. Okay, and then I'm going to remove the padding from the paragraph, margin bottom to 0. Okay, and I'm going to give some padding, py to 4. Okay, and then I'm going to give a color of white, and the background color is going to be linear gradient. So I'm gonna copy this color. Okay, and the color is going to be white. Okay, and the anchor color is also going to be white. Okay, so the website has finished. And I want to change this play text to the play button. I'm going to search for play. So I'm going to copy this, click on the font, copy it. I'm going to search for play. I'm going to paste it right here, save and refresh. Okay, and I'm going to increase the size. Okay, looking good. So now it's time to add the animation for our website. Okay, so let's see, it's responsive. Okay, on mobile screen it is looking perfect. Okay, very nice. And now I'm going to add the animation. For that I will visit to this website which is known as Animate on Scroll, which is a very cool library for these kind of animations. So I'm going to install this library on this website. Okay, so as you can see, when I scroll down, this animation is happening. So you can add these different kinds of animation. Okay, so I'm going to install this. I will copy this link for the CSS. I'm gonna paste it right here. Then I'm gonna copy this one. I'm gonna paste it right here. Okay, and then we need this thing to initialize this. So I'm gonna add another file for the JavaScript. It's going to be app.js. I'm gonna paste it right here. Okay, I'm gonna link to that file. Okay, so now let Let me check the animation. So I'm gonna copy this basic, the first one, fade up. I'm gonna go to this hero section. I'm gonna add this to this text, and now let's see if it is working or not, which is not working. So we okay, this will be okay. Wow, it's working now. So as you can see, you can animate these kind of text. Okay, so let me refresh the page. Wow, it is working. So I'm gonna add these animation to this service box and other elements of the page. Okay, so you can try some different animations like fade down, fade right. Okay, so I'm gonna add, I'm gonna copy this. Okay, I'm gonna add this to the navigation as well. So this will be fade down the navigation. So let me refresh the page. As you can see, nice. So I'm gonna copy and paste it right here as well. Zoom. I'm gonna change the animation to zoom in for the heading one. So as you can see, awesome. And you can do this for the button as well. Nice. So I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna do this for the intro text. It's going to be fade up. Fade up, and for the services boxes, I'm going to, it's going to be okay, zoom in. Save it and refresh. Okay, so when I scroll down, you can see the animation. Okay, which is looking nice, huh? So you can try different animations, so like zoom out left or right, and you can change the speed for the animation as well. So like I'm gonna copy this one, I'm gonna paste it here, so you will see the speed for this one. So this is a very slow, as you can see. Okay, so you can play around with these animation. Okay, so you can change the ease in, so you can change to like ease or linear, so whatever you want to achieve. Okay, so yep, I'm going to do this for the others. Okay, so I have added all these animation to the section. So as you can see, when I scroll down, this animation is happening. Wow, which is looking cool, huh? Okay guys, that is it for this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and yep, see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.